What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is George B. Thomas with another Freebie Friday. And of course, I have the man above all minions, Mr. Don Stanley, or at 3 Rhino Media. And I'm at George B. Thomas on the Twitter sphere. And as you can see, Freebie Friday is where we give you actionable tips, tricks, and, Don, I can't even talk today. Actionable tips, tricks, and things that can make your web presence better. Don, how the heck are you this week?
I'm doing well, but I have to pick on you. Right now it's about 2 below here, so if you were fumbling with your mouth here, you could have a logical excuse that it's too stinking cold, but you're in the warm climes of beautiful North Carolina, so I don't think I don't know what's going on with you today.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, here's what I'll say. I was sick over the weekend. I can say that I'm still on NyQuil. That may or may not be a true statement. That's what I'll use. It may be the fact that it is warm and sunny out and that there's no snow or ice on the ground and my kids are home on a snow day. I don't
What?
get it. But whatever it is, Don, that's not why the people are here. They're here to check out what we're going to talk about as far as websites and making websites better. And so, here in a couple minutes, I want to dive in. I want to have you tell me what these folks do when we flip over from the intro screen here, and I'm going to tell you how I feel, and then we'll go from there. So, you ready to dive into this thing?
I am ready to go.
All right, well, let's lock and load the sucker in 3, 2, 1. All right, Don. Here's what I'm going to tell you as far as feel. It's clean. There's a
hmm
lot of white space, so I like that at first. I like their top bar and their little flame thing going on in a couple different places, but I'll tell you, I'm not sure. This looks like another one of those sites that has no menu, which we kind of beefed on last week. But how's it make you feel?
Confused after I get past the clean part. I have no idea what they do. The design wise, like you said, it's nice and clean. There is a big, they have the name of the business, they have the logo in the upper left hand corner, but the text, MobileIgniter is an all-purpose developer for innovation work we're doing. I have no idea what that means. And
So,
then so
so
oh, go ahead.
I don't even. I don't even get that piece, and I apologize because I said, "How does it make you feel?" But you were the how. What do they do? Um, here's the thing, dude. I'm really confused because it looks like a business website, but the language they're using is developer singular, but then it's like work we're doing, and then I don't know, dude.
Well, and that's exactly. I mean, it's a quote, and obviously they're pulling on a testimonial here from American Family Ventures, which I don't know how prominent American Family Insurance. I mean, American Family Insurance is pretty well known, but American Family Ventures is a little bit more obscure. And so leading off with a quote about a testimonial about your product when I have no idea what it is or how it's helping is just I'm just baffled. And so when I go down the page, um, one of the questions is don't know where to start, and that's exactly I don't know what they do.
Yeah.
I don't know what they do, and I'm totally confused. Again, it's aesthetically it's nice to look at, but um, I need I need help.
Yeah, so here's the thing. Let's jump into and I just want to let the viewers know we are going to talk about some good things, but let's jump into things that we think are just really, really bad. And what I think we should do on this one, Don, is I'll do one, you do one, I'll do one, and we'll just kind of go back and forth and we'll roll that way. How's that sound?
I love that idea.
Okay, so here I'm going to stick up in this area that we're talking about, and because it is very confusing. Listen, I'm not the greatest of grammar, spelling stuff, whatever, but I don't understand why there's a box around is. So that's even more confusing. But that's not even what I wanted to talk about. This American Family Ventures. Like, I've just gotten to this website, Don. I've just tried to figure out who they are or what they do, and I realized, oh, well, I can click on this American Family Ventures, and maybe that's a different page that'll tell me some more, I don't know, maybe more testimonials. But no, it takes me to a whole nother website, and I don't know why I'm at this website, because I was trying to just see more testimonials, if that's what this is. So that's definitely something that this should not link to a site away from their own site.
Absolutely, and in cases like that, and I'm jumping ahead a little bit, but link to a case study where I understand the context of the value you as a business or you as a service are providing, and that's a great one. Don't be immediately the goal of the homepage is to get somebody to the second page of your site, not of somebody else's site. And right off the bat, you're taking this prime screen real estate and saying, "Hey, go somewhere else." And that's just not a smart thing to do. And when you go down a little bit further to piggyback off that, let's say I don't click on that link, or maybe I do click on it, but I click back because I want to learn more. Immediately, I'm hit with jargonese, and that's a phrase that I think we should copyright that phrase. By the way,
it might already be done, brother.
So how does the Internet of Things fit into my enterprise? What's the Internet of Things? You're making an assumption there that somebody understands what the Internet of Things is.
Well, Don, don't you know? You don't know
of
what
course
the
I do.
Internet
Yeah. It's that place where there's lots of things and there's an internet with it.
Sure, I guess, because I don't know either, brother.
I've been working on the web since '96, and I'm not very familiar with that term. And I would imagine that most business owners, most individuals have not heard that. And enterprise gives some indication that they might be talking about enterprise large-scale business, but I'm not sure that that's what it is. And so are they making an assumption that this is about large-scale businesses and they understand this Internet of Things? I'm still trying to figure out how you fit with my business, and already you're steering me towards something that I don't understand at all. And so my question, after looking at the area that's black with the person's quote on it, I didn't figure anything out there. I go down to the next big call out, which it's contrasted nicely. It stands out very nicely, but there's nothing there that helps me clarify what this is, and does it help me or does it not help me? It doesn't get me shaking my head feeling like I can either connect with these people, or shaking my head no, saying, they can't help me, I need to go somewhere else.
Yeah, I mean, here's the deal. The real deal Holyfield, Don. When I see the word enterprise, I think one of two things. This is going to be expensive, or like the Starship Enterprise. Like, beam me up, Scotty, because there's no intelligent life on this site. Like, those are the couple places that I go, and I'm like, man, this doesn't make sense. And all that to say, there's no you statement. There's no explaining to me what problem you solve. There's no reason for me to be on this site any longer, Don, other than we're doing a freebie Friday. I mean, that's really the only reason I'm still on this page, is because they made it to an episode of our video cast. So here's what I'm going to jump on next, Don. I'm going to say the menu, right? Or lack thereof a menu, because I don't see a menu up here. I see some icons. And here's the thing. These icons are confusing to me, too. So I see mobility, and I'm like, well, okay, I don't really get that, because I'm on a desktop, and I'll even talk about that here in a minute. And then I see this thing, this bullhorn, like broadcasting, yelling thing, Internet of Things news. Hold up, wait a minute. Internet of Things news. Okay, I'm really confused. And then I've got platform login. Well, why would I want to log into a platform? I don't even know what you do yet. So this I don't even get it. So here's the thing, though. I love the fact that when you click on this, Don, this mysterious Internet of Things news, you click on it, and you're like, oh, it's a blog. Why not call it a blog? Right. So that's my next thing, Don, is there's no top menu navigation, and if this is their navigation, then it doesn't work for me. So what's next on something that's just a bad thing here, brother?
So we're seeing a theme here, which is good because it means that if they take the time, they're going to be able to fix this. But okay, I look, it says MobileIgniter, nice big bold font. Next, it says how does the Internet of Things fit into my enterprise? Again, nice big bold font, easy to scan. Doesn't give me any information, but it's there. And then, oh, don't know where to start. We do. And if you read the paragraph below that, so I've got three nice things that are big and easy to scan. I, again, don't know what this paragraph is saying to me. It's telling me that you're really cool in the Internet of Things space. Why don't you have a definition for people who don't know? Because what it ends up making me feel like is I'm either stupid or this is just so fringe that it's probably out of the realm of being valuable for me when you keep referring to this Internet of Things. You know, having something like don't know where to start, we do, and basically you're saying, hey, let's start a relationship. I haven't given you anything. I haven't really given you anything of value, but give me your contact information, what's really important to you, and then I'll connect with you. But the whole idea of marketing well online and marketing well period is to give people valuable information that they can make a decision if you're a good fit for them or not. Ian Altman talks about this a lot in Same Side Selling, which is a phenomenal book. And your goal is to figure out as quickly as you can if you're the right fit for providing a solution for a customer, or if you're on the customer end, if a solution provider is the right fit for you, and get to that truth as quickly as possible. And there is nothing of value here that allows me to do that. And so at each of the stages, you know, I'm giving you an opportunity to explain, okay, I've forgiven you for there's nothing at the top. I've forgiven you for there's nothing at the middle. So I'm going to try one more time. You had your strike one, strike two. Now I go to the bottom of the page, the lower third of the page, and strike three because you don't have anything that makes any sense to me. It's not about me. It's about you and you wanting something from me, which is my contact information. And all I'm thinking is, hey, if I give you this, I'm going to get nothing but inundated with emails and phone calls telling me why I have to buy your product.
Well,
I don't need
Don, obviously by this point we know that if we fill out that form, we're going to get inundated with the Internet of Things. I mean, that's just what's going to happen next. I mean, but here, let me be serious here for a second. I mean, I know I'm kind of joking on this, but you know, they're trying to do something here. I mean, you just don't put a website page up because you want to put a website page up because you're bored, and you don't put a lead capture form because you're bored. But here, let me say this. I'm so thirsty for menu navigation. Let me tell you what I did when I first got to this site and started looking at it, Don. I scrolled down and I was like, oh, okay, there we go. I can email them. See this little icon here? And I clicked on this and I said, well, what the heck's going on there? It's not going anywhere. And then I was like, well, okay, maybe they actually do something with like project management solution, or here's here's a page on creativity, or shipping, or like these icons. I was like, oh wait, no, oh, this is a capture form. Crap. Like, but literally, I thought that was like, because here's the deal. I'm hungry for navigation. You've taught me that icons on your page equals navigation, and I've gotten down here, and here's some more icons, so I should be able to click somewhere. And again, this is all about confusing, the user of your site. Now, I will say I love that they're using icons. I mean, I love icons. This connect makes sense. Command makes sense. Collect, sort of makes sense. And then we're going to be done with the bad things. We're going to talk about good things. But I do have to say this, Don. We've got this middle section that says connect, collect, command. And then we've got the word enhance. And it's almost like I feel like the creative team said, all right, yeah, connect, collect, command. Well, okay, so what's another C word? I don't know. Come on, think hard. Think hard. What's another C word? I don't know. Let's use enhance, man. Okay, enhance. Like it just doesn't make any sense, right? The way that it's laid out, you just feel like there should be another C there. Um,
Hmm.
so I don't know. So let's shift gears. Let's talk about the good things that we see for this site, Don, and I'll let you go first with that.
Well, I'm going to pick on one more thing before I do that, and if you could go on make your screen smaller, what you'll notice is that this is the menu, or lack there, what we're calling a menu here, is not responsive. So when you play with sizing the screen, what you see is that their good old friend, the menu, which people look at for a way to get out of a site, is gone.
So Don, here's what's funny is the name of the company is MobileIgniter. It's about mobility or whatever, but when you get to a mobile size, they just go out into the Internet of Things. Like they just disappear. Like bye bye, we're gone. Like they're nowhere. So yeah, that's crazy, crazy, crazy.
We need that. We need the beado, beado. That's a big error. That's a big
Dude,
error.
dude, we've actually got that, but it's we do, we do, we do, we do. I mean, it's on the site. It's part of the Internet of Things. All right,
So
let's talk about some good things, Don.
so the good things, and you hit on this already with the design. This is a nice, clean design that's easy to scan. And if they put in content, leaving the design the way it is, but content that makes sense to a user, that's really where I would start focusing on. Is not, you don't need a big massive overhaul redesign. Some of the sites that we've talked about really need new sections, really need a lot of overhauling work. This one really doesn't. What this needs is, it really needs somebody to focus on the content. And so the core structure from my perspective is pretty darn solid, and I think that's a big win. Yeah, there's the things with mobile that we talked about, but you're looking for nice, easy to scan. This site has easy to read fonts and clean, easy to read design. What say you for on your end?
Yeah, even though I don't know immediately that it's a blog, I of course love the fact that they have a blog. And but let me preface this. I have to say this. Back in May of 2014, somebody had a good idea, right? But they
Hmm.
haven't used that good idea since then. And so you have the blog set up, start blogging, start doing content marketing. I even like the fact that, and this is a positive and negative, I was a little confused. Like, I'm like, what? Does this article have settings or something? But I like the fact that they're using icons. Again, they're trying to be consistent. I love the fact that they're using icons. I would make it maybe a little bit bigger, and I would be consistent across all of the articles moving forward and the ones in the past as well. But I like the fact that they had entertained the idea and could potentially in the future use this blog area for content marketing.
Absolutely, and I think one of the other things that you hit on, and I just want to reinforce it as a like, is their use of icons. They've got a cool, easy to understand or easy to see logo, and the style of that logo, the icons that they have selected fit that well. And when it comes to mobile platforms, the use of icons, especially in this day and age, I think they do a really nice job with that. Want to make them more meaningful and more useful, and I had the exact same experience you had on that form at the bottom. I thought that was a form where I would be able to email, etc. So the if you're going to use the icons, oh, and the icons are different now. That's interesting. The little email went away.
Yeah, yeah.
If you're going to
Now it's if you want to be a lumberjack or if you want to go work on an Alaska shipping boat, or if you want to,
oh, it's a tribute to the Navy. It's a tribute to your service in the Navy.
yeah, yeah, they change, dude. That's yeah, they change. That's all I'm
Which
saying. They change.
Yep, which you shouldn't. And make them meaningful. Like it isn't that the icons, the style I think matches nicely with those icons, and I'm a fan of iconography. I feel like it matches nicely with the font selection that they have. Um, but make them meaningful. Use them, but make them meaningful.
All right, so here's the deal. If you try to log into their portal, you really don't know anything else. but at least they start to get a menu. I don't even want to dive really any further into that, but you know, they at least do have a little menu for the people who are using the product, maybe. So that's something good. So Don, here's the thing. I want to move into social like we usually do, but Rutro, we
I'm
have a
ready to go.
problem.
Let's go. Let's go.
We have a problem.
Houston, we have a problem. What say you is the problem?
Well, here's the deal. We are on a website that is talking about the Internet of Things, and you and I both know that there are videos on the internet, there are, social platforms on the internet, but I don't see any Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube. I don't see any social. So what would you say as far as social media for this company?
Why are they not on it?
Yeah.
I think that's a big thing. You're going to make an assumption as somebody who comes across a business that is promoting what looks to be a modern app, a modern product, that they're going to have some type of presence, especially when you're talking about mobile, because you look at the amount of time, look at the data. Edison just came out with a great study on the amount of, one of the things that they looked at was the amount of time spent on mobile. When people are on mobile, what are they doing? And they're using social intently. So I just have an assumption that you're going to be somewhere, be it LinkedIn or Facebook, somewhere. And if this is enterprise and it's not Starship Enterprise, it's business enterprise, why are you not on somewhere like LinkedIn, giving me another opportunity to learn more and connect with you at a different level? And we've talked about this before. Last week the problem with the company was that Scanalytics was on too many places. In this case, this is the exact opposite. They're nowhere, and you can't be everywhere, but you also can't not be somewhere, because what it tends to feel like when you're not at least on one social platform is either one, you're not a real business, you're just kind of some guy or woman working in somebody's basement trying to start something, or two, you're not being real upfront and clear with who you are and what you do. And it's not necessarily that you're hiding something, but I'm a little skeptical of you. There's a little bit of my trust meter that starts to go down towards don't trust when I can't find anything out about you at all. And so, whether or not you like it, I think it's incredibly important to be at least on one platform and start thinking about using that platform as a way to educate, just like you would with your blog.
Yeah, and you said the magic word for me, Don, and that's trust. Like, right, if you have a platform that folks are logging into, and nowhere on your website have you showed me any icons of those people who are using your product, I'm like, I don't know. And then I'm like, okay, well, I'll see if there's some social proof. How many people have liked them on Facebook? How many followers do they have on Twitter? They're not on those platforms. Well, guess what? This homeboy ain't logging in. I mean, that's where I roll, dude.
And that's exactly, and that's one of the things you have to be conscious of is your website is not about you, it's about your customer. Yes, you want to be talking about the value you bring, but really it's a place for people, kind of like a meet and greet. Social media is even more so a place for me to see, like you said, are other people engaging with you? Do you have a presence? How many people have liked you? How long have you been around? I mean, what does it say to, if we were sitting down with the MobileIgniter staff, one of the questions I would have is, what would it say to you if you changed the name of MobileIgniter to something completely different? You were thinking of potentially working with them, and you went to their blog. The most recent post is almost a year old, and then you can't find them on social at all. If they're being honest, they're probably going to say it sounds like this business really isn't in business, because there's nothing that's being said about them. There's nothing being updated. There's no kind of communication, no kind of connection with the audience, and that is it's an easy to fix issue, but it is a huge miss.
Yep, I agree. Don, listen, I think this might be the shortest episode of Freebie Friday ever, but that's because there's a lot of work that needs to be done, and there's not a lot that we can really talk about other than the things that we have shared with them today. So if you're done, I'm done, brother. What do you think?
Yeah. Yep, the biggest piece of advice is really focus your content on clarifying who you are, who you serve, and what you do. So your you statements and making it clear. This is who we serve, and this is the problems we solve. And that will lend to making huge strides. It's simple, it's easy to do, but it is super, super necessary. And yeah, that's really the main piece of advice here.
Absolutely. I totally agree. Well, folks, this has been another episode of Freebie Friday with at 3 Rhino Media and at George B. Thomas. As always, if you want to, lay your website in front of us and let us take a gander at it, give you some tips, tricks, and actionable items, we are down for that. Just hit us up on Twitter and we will add you into the next upcoming episodes. Again, we do this weekly, and until next time, folks, I wanted to say something about Internet of Things, but I just can't, Don. I can't do it again. So until next time, folks, you have a great week.
Have a great one.